want you to want, what I want you.
It's showtime.
Okay guys, welcome back. You are watching the STPL. My name is Kix, and joining me is Rapid. And we are going to move on to our fourth game of the series between NetWars and aSh.
Alright, this is going to be potentially the final game in the series, with Yeti picking up game number 3. It gives NetWars a 2-1 lead, and that means that we have one final game, or potentially one final game, for aSh to bring it back.
Yep, now let's introduce our two players here, and let's see how they're doing, or how they're going to do against each other possibly. There's not too many stats for them, so not too much to say, but here we go, let's have a look. Okay, so starting for NetWars, he's not actually played in the STPL so far. He's been in their roster since the start of round 1. It's going to be VinGzil. I bet I'm saying that wrong. But still, VinGzil, a Protoss player here, 0-0-0-0-0-0-0-0 for his stats. He's not played so far, of course. This is going to be his debut game in the STPL. And depending on how he does, it may not be his last either. But he is going to be up against one of aSh's newest members, currently the sort of captain while Dentag is away on holiday. It's going to be Herby. He's only played one game himself. He is 0 for 1, actually against his opponent's race. It's going to be another PvP, not only for Herby, but for the STPL. And it's going to be on Triathlon. So Triathlon has only seen one PvP so far. This is going to be the second. I've had quite varied race picks for this map even. But here in the Day of Mirrors, we're going to see yet another one. It's going to be another PvP, but that's okay, as we are going to be moving on to our fourth game of the series between VinGzil and Herby. Let's move on over and let's get started. Okay, I failed the micro. But starting us off here in the top left, or top middle position even, it's going to be fighting for NetWars. It's VinGzil.
And his opponent in the bottom right-hand corner, in the red, also his Protoss, is Herby, the #1 retweeter of all of my STPL tweets. So if you guys would like to challenge him for that role, you can go to twitter.com/rapidcasting and retweet the STPL post. It's a little bit late, but don't worry, I'll forgive you. Just don't let it happen again next time.
Yeah, you don't want to see Rapid when he's angry. He's actually, I made this joke the other day, but he's like Yasam at Yasam. It was all good until he shot my ceiling when he came over.
I mean, most people would consider that pretty impressive kicks, but, you know, some people got it, some people didn't. It's what it is. It is what it is. Either way, we're here in a game of StarCraft Brood War, and potentially our last game of, or our last meaningful game of tonight. Obviously, there are still four games at least to be played, but this is the game that could really matter, as NetWars are one game away from winning this series.
Yep, now, of course, this isn't the end of the SCPL after this week, just in case you're tuning in for the first time. We're going to have another cast on Friday that I think will be me solo, because I think you're at the ASL qualifiers the next day, so you'll be busy with that, which is cool. And hopefully
Yeah,
you'll see Artosis win his way through there.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. It'll be at least 2 foreigners competing, so potentially more. I'm not totally sure, but the big thing is, yeah, those 2 qualifiers are coming up. So ASL qualifiers, and then later on, of course, KSL qualifiers, and KSL itself starts tomorrow, so or continues tomorrow rather. So there's lots and lots of Brood War out there, including the STPL.
Yeah, now we do see a big difference. This is a pretty big thing for the SCPL today. We've seen 2 games of 2 gates. But we're going to have Gateway Cybernetic score for both players. Now, of course, this isn't Troy. It's a different map. Does play out very differently. But we're going to see both of them going for tech builds this time.
Yeah, so what is the tech going to be? I mean, we're obviously going to see Dragoons coming out of VinGzil. Oh, that's going to be one that
Tough
gets
name.
me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are going to see Dragoons coming out from VinGzil, and yeah, much later Cybercore. Wow, there for Herby.
Yeah, the Cybercore is a lot later. I did get his Zealot out a lot quicker though. So he's going to try and do a little bit of damage here with the Zealot with his probe. And now, if you haven't seen this map before, there is an Arbiter which is cloaking eggs, which you can just about see underneath it. The probe did use the gas to mineral walk through this. He's going to have to use the minerals in his main to get back out. But it does mean the Zealot can't get there to clear that out, so it's going to be really annoying. But he is going to have to send probably a probe of his own just to make sure there's no no random proxy stuff going on behind there. But of course, Herby Zealot going to get there just as VinGzil Zealot gets to the ramp.
So, I mean, this is aggressive, but it shouldn't actually do that much. Great body blocking, the control there on that Dragoon. Really, really good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Zealot actually does get into the mineral line. Oh, already 1 probe coming down, and there it goes. 1 probe, not actually that great.
Yeah, 1 probe, obviously not the best of trades. You are going to put yourself behind in the unit count. He, of course, did start building his units quicker, but he did get a later core, so his Dragoon's actually quite late. And we see VinGzil with his own probe hiding there on that natural expansion. Now, one of the things on this map that I did forget to mention, of course, there is those Arbiters with the eggs. They appear over a couple of places on the map. But the main thing is it does give you a very protected expansion early on. We've got like a weird Mexican standoff at the Arbiter at the top.
Yeah, this is really strange. It's like, I want to go to the Arbiter. No, I want to go. No. Okay, so that's just really not going to matter at all. Another Zealot coming in for Herby. He is just really running these guys in, and I mean, good control means that the Zealot won't actually be that impressive.
Does
Gets
get a probe
glitched out by
though.
this. Yeah, I mean, hey, a probe's a probe. So 2 probes go down for 2 Zealots. It's not the greatest trade, but it won't matter all that much.
Yeah, now we are going to have a very quick robo facility coming in here for Herby. We don't actually have any tech yet coming up for VinGzil. He is just going to go for a second gateway. Now, are we going to see 3 gateways from VinGzil? Yes, we are. Now, luckily enough for him, Herby isn't going for DTs. We do know from experience that 3-gate does lose to DTs pretty hard, but it's going to be Reaver here most likely. Possibly just going for Observer as well. We'll have to see if this 3rd gateway gets added on for Herby here.
I'm waiting. It's kind of rare, at least from my experience, that we see 3 gates. Usually it's either a shuttle Reaver tech or
Reaver.
or DTs. But yeah, it's going to be shuttles on both sides, so not going to be anything crazy.
Yeah, shuttles, but it is going to be to be honest, I think rather than a shuttle for the other side, it's going to be a probably an observatory. He doesn't know what his opponent's doing. Been a while since he's been able to scout, and of course it's going to be hard for him to push in. Is he going to use the Zealot here? Yes, he is. He's going to try and break through this ramp. Is he going to be able to do it? It's going to be 3 versus 4, pulling back that weakened Dragoon, but does still take the full damage. Doesn't get quite lucky enough, and does actually trade quite unfavorably. Actually, loses 2 Dragoons for just 1. And a Zealot from VinGzil.
Yeah, so a better trade. More importantly, he's going to get out. So I think even though it's not the greatest trade, VinGzil just pieced the scene. So he's like, okay, well, I went aggressive. It didn't work out. I can go back, and I wouldn't be surprised if he expands behind this.
Yeah, expanding behind this would be a good move, but of course he is going to be on 3 gateways. He's pumping Dragoons. out of, well, he's only actually pumping them from 2 right now, so it is going to be a Nexus from him, and he's going to build it behind here as well. So the probe is going to see that this is coming up, so Herby should think about taking his own natural. And he's going to be behind in the units for a while, but if he can make good use of this Reaver, it could change the outcome of this game entirely.
Yep, absolutely. I do actually think that this is going to be a little bit of a longer game, or at least it's going to get past, so it gets past the early phase, right?
Yeah.
And now both players want to expand, but crucially, VinGzil is taking his back base, whereas it looks like Herby is actually going to try to take a forward one.
Yeah, now the interesting thing about this back base is actually a half gas, so only 2,000 in that. There's not actually that many minerals either, it's just a 7 mineral base. Meanwhile, okay, so the other natural is going to be 8 minerals as well, so you do get a little bit more of an economy coming from the main natural. Of course, there is a downside to that back defended base, but here's where the problem comes in. Herby has gone for that Shuttle Reaver. If he sends that over once the probes have gone over, there's actually going to be nothing that can get back there to defend. He's not taking down the eggs, but it looks like he wants to try and push in the front. This is a very dangerous move.
He's just going to go for it, and this is a big deal. It's Reaver versus no Reaver, more Dragoons versus less. So which matters more Dragoons or this Reaver? So it's going to be about the control. The Dragoons actually controlled very well. All of them make it up to the top of this cliff, and that high ground is actually going to be a big deal.
Yep, that high ground is a huge deal. He's got a great concave at the top of that ramp. It's going to be very hard for Herby to push in. But Herby, of course, has the initiative here. He thinks he's probably trying to deny the second base, but unfortunately he's not going for a Nexus of his own. Actually sending the probe back. He's going to build it now in that back base, even though he has map control. So a bit of a questionable decision there by Herby. But it's still going to work out. He is going to get a later Nexus, but it's going to be a while before VinGzil can really start mining at his, just due to the fact that the Reaver's there. And we see an Observer just sat in the middle of the base, so that's pretty rare.
I don't understand why that is there. It's like, he's going to detect, I mean, he has to know that it's there. I mean, Protoss players, one of the biggest things you can do in PvP is figure out when on Earth you're being scouted by observers. Because honestly, especially if you try to do something sneaky, then yeah, you're really gonna. If you ever mysteriously find yourself just getting hard countered all the time, take a step back. Don't say he's map hacking. Just look for the observer next time, and I think you'll have a better time.
Yeah, and that's certainly what VinGzil just did. He sniped that observer as soon as his observer come out the robo. One good thing that VinGzil's doing is he's actually ferrying some Dragoons over to his natural. So it's going to make it a little bit harder for Herby to move in, but it's going to be 2 Reavers against 2 Dragoons for at least the time being. And you can see the Dragoons in the main trying to break through those eggs to get through to the base.
Trying to break through, and indeed he will. Just slow and steady there. The shuttle coming in though. Oh no, here's the Reaver. Double Reaver all the way across the sky kicks. The Scarabs, they're blowing up all of the Dragoons, and that means that this base, now I am the captain. Yeah, Herby in total control of this base. There is no real way that these Dragoons are going to be able to push in here. He's going to try. Oh, if he snipes the shuttle,
this could be a huge moment.
Oh my god, no,
oh, the shuttle's going to be so low.
This.
Oh, that was a big moment for VinGzil. I'm really surprised Herby decided to go down that way. I think maybe it could have been a mistake.
There. Ah, that's so tragic. Wow. Ooh.
Yeah,
man,
that's a big
struggle.
moment. And now we're going to have 2 Reavers against 0 here from Herby. This is going to be a big problem. Like, Herby does have the Dragoons to really try and hold on to this base now, but he's not broken through his Arbiter either. So he is going to find himself in the same position we did just see VinGzil in, but I don't think VinGzil's going to be as careless with the shuttle.
Yeah, I actually thought Herby was going to expand southward just because it's farther away from his opponent, but he actually expanded northward just so it would be the island. But if your opponent's going to shuttle Reaver, like, I don't know if that's the best base. There's no cannons there, so everything's going to die for Herby.
Oh, Herby needs to pull the probes away. He's not pulled the probes away. Huge Scarab, 3 kills, 4 kills.
Make it stop, Kicks. They're already dead.
They are indeed. Now, he does have Reaver, sorry, not Reaver speed. That would be crazy. He's got shuttle speed. There is a Reaver in Herby's main now, but it looks like we're going to have Herby try and break in while the Reavers are not at home. Wait, I was going to say, did the shuttle go down, but it actually went around the side of the map and does get back in time to defend.
Yeah, and that was the real moment for Herby. That was realistically his only shot at coming back into this game. He's not quite at half the supply, but he's just down so many probes, and he can't mine from his natural. So I don't know, Kix. This is gonna be a rough one.
It is. Now we're going to have a lot of Dragoons here for Herby, and a lot of Dragoons here for VinGzil. VinGzil actually on 6 game. Wait, no, it is 7. I counted 7. I was like, that's 6. But no, it's going to be 7. He's going to build a cannon as well. Herby's still unable to build or mine from his natural. He's actually nearly lost a lot more probes. It's going to be 12 probes, 13 probes gone down already by VinGzil. And this could be just a little bit too much for Herby to handle. And his units are out of position as well.
They are indeed. This is going to be kind of the culmination of everything we just talked about. The positioning, the resources, the fights. This is just going to be a very good fight for VinGzil. He's going to drop the Reavers behind this, force Herby to pull back. But he's just hemorrhaging Dragoons right and left, and he has no economy to support this.
Yep, there's a lot of blood being spilled here as all the red Dragoons are going down. And Herby's gonna try and take this top position where VinGzil did manage to hold him off before, but there's gonna be 2 Reavers against this. And this is just so hard for Herby to hold on to. He's gonna try and valiantly stay in here, but he's barely mining off his natural. He's only just now sent his probes back, and VinGzil is in an incredible position in this game.
Indeed he is, and he's pulling back. I love this. Went ahead, get more ahead. He's not going to try to move into Herby, maybe take some bad Scarab shots and lose the game. No, he is going to pull back and reclaim his position at his 3rd base. Maybe taking the 3rd was a little bit optimistic. He's actually going to drop the natural at the same time. Speed shuttles, double Reavers.
Oh, that was a huge Scarab.
Oh, Kix, it hurts.
It does.
Make it stop.
All the probes went down there. It looks like Yeti's going to make this his last push. He's got 2 Reavers himself. Can he make something happen? He's going to isolate some Zealots here, but... oh, this is not a fight that I think Herby's going to be able to win. He's going to do his best. So great Scarabs actually going down for Herby there at the front.
Well, Herby's not controlling his Reavers. He actually lost one just for free landing on the ground. He has the shuttle in his control, so he can pick it up and drop it. Actually, the Reavers for VinGzil are just MVPing. They're tucked in this little nook and cranny around the side, and the Scarabs aren't dudding or glitching. They're just running right around the corner and busting Herby's army. And with that, I think that will do it, Kix. It looks like VinGzil will close this out for NetWars.
Yep, that's a great job there by VinGzil. I mean, really showing his power in this first PvP. Did a great job dealing with that first shuttle, and from there he just controlled the game so well.
Well, GG, that does it for the series. That's a 3-1 victory in NetWars' favor.
It is. Now, I almost feel like I did get the walkover wrong, but either way, it's fine because I think the last game was a walkover. So I'll make sure the overlay's properly updated, but Radley told me something and it doesn't seem to match up with what I've got here. But either way, it's going to be a 3-1 victory for NetWars. Now, NetWars did a great job here, once again showing why they're one of the strongest teams. And let me just quickly report the results of that game, and we can bring up the results screen to finish it off here. Okay, so I mean that was a pretty fun series. Of course, we had a couple of we had a lot of mirror matchups today, but it's not the last of the STPL. Certainly, there's a lot more to come. We are week 6 of round 2. And there are another 2 rounds after this. We've got the playoffs for round 2 coming up in about 2 to 3 weeks. And then obviously round 3 starting up soon as well. So kind of crazy. But let's head on over to the overlay and just have a look at the results for the series. Let's go over. Okay, so we're going to have a 3-1 victory. Hit 'em up doing a great job against Kingpin though. Giving them the first win, but Radley, Yeti and VinGzil pulling it back there to close off the series 3-1. And of course, NetWar is going to be in a very, very strong position moving forward, as I believe, let me just quickly check that. It's going to put them in a very high position in Group B. Just to bring that back up, it actually is going to put them ahead of Seoul. And now, of course, they have played more games than Seoul, but that does mean NetWars are not going to be playing round 5, I think. We're going to have Seoul, sorry, not round 5, week 7. We're going to have Seoul playing on Friday, so it's not the end of the SCPL for this week, but obviously huge thank you to you, Rapid, for coming to cast with me again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my pleasure. Kix, thanks for having me. Thanks for putting on STPL and continuing to run this. Also, a big thanks to everybody that came out here to support either me casting or Kix casting or the tournament or the players. It wouldn't be possible without any of you. So
Exactly.
big thanks to everybody who came out and watched.
Yep, and of course there is a Matcherino pool for the tournament. The last time I checked it was about $1,120. Sorry, losing my voice, but there's still 2 rounds left, so hopefully that'll go up a little bit bigger. Every team that is in the SCPL at the end will get something. But either way, huge thank you to Rapid, huge thank you to all the viewers, of course, all the people who have donated, and of course all the players for getting their games played once again. And a shout out I don't often do, which I should do more often, is to all the people, either the captains of the team or the acting captains. They have made my life a hell of a lot easier, and without them it would not be possible to do this tournament. So huge thank you to everyone involved. I will allow you to go, Rapid. Go and get some sleep. It is 6 AM for you now, right? So you probably need it.
Yeah, I will catch you next time, or maybe not, because I'll be at the ASL qualifiers. So, yeah, thanks for everything, and
No problem.
good night.
Yep, have a good night, Rapid. But just to close out the stream from my side, I'll be back on Friday at 2100 CEST. Same time, same place. We're going to have DM Clan versus Naz. And then finish off, we're going to have Soul Gaming versus Clan Revolution. And that's obviously going to lead us into our final week of the STPL. Very, very close going into the playoffs here, and very much looking forward to it. But thank you once again to everyone who tuned in. If you do want to support the STPL, please do hit that follow button, watch again, and if you do want to subscribe, please do feel free to, but don't feel pressured. So once again, thank you very much, and I will see you guys next time. So let me just quickly bring myself back. I'll do my trademark bow because I always do this. So have a good evening, afternoon, weekend, morning, Thursday, Wednesday, wherever you are, and I will see you guys on Friday. See you guys later.